Okay, good morning guys, welcome to video vlog Friday at the Nürburgring 24 hours. This is going to hopefully be the most interesting vlog I've done so far. What I'd really like to do is show you in the car, show you around the car and in our pit garage, because it's really quiet, everyone's having breakfast at the moment, so I've just popped over here just for this. So right now the mechanics are just doing some final touches to a gurney flap which I just added to the rear wing. A gurney flap is this little silver lip on the end of the wing. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. I'll try and explain what that does later, but basically, hopefully, it should increase the downforce a little bit. Here is the car. Let's show you inside the car. So I'm going to be careful because, as you can see, it's up in the air. The car is actually off the floor at the moment. It has these pneumatic rams underneath, and so rather than the team having to jack the car up like in Formula 1, you have an air line which plugs into the back of the car, and that pushes these rams out of the bottom of the car and it lifts it up off the floor, and which makes the pit stops easier. So I'm going to try not to knock it off. Let's show you inside the car. Hopefully there's enough light. So I'll get in gently. This is my car, as you can see from my name. So we are number 215, and now I'm inside the car. So hopefully by turning it on I'm not going to annoy anyone too much, but I really want to show you this cool screen. So I'm going to turn you towards the dashboard now. See, can you see the dash? Yeah. I'm just going to turn this on, and look at that, picture of the car comes up on the dashboard. How cool is that? I love that. Okay, so we have various menu screens. So obviously hydraulic pressure is low because the car isn't running. We have all different information we can look through, and this would be the main screen. So we'd have gear number, engine revs, this 0 here, speed in kilometers an hour, then obviously any warning lights that come on, whether we've got the dry or the wet map. So I'll just change on the little box down here to wet, and you see we have raindrops on the screen instead. It's basically really cool. We've got new brakes fitted, obviously, because the car is brand new. We haven't driven it at all yet. Everything is completely brand new. We have some paddle shifters behind the steering wheel here, so hopefully you can see. It's down on the left and up on the right. What else can I show you? Indicators on the steering wheel here. So this little button here is left and right indicator, which is a big improvement on having to reach down to my side here in the racing cup car that we had to do before. We have a massive mirror, so this is the view from, this is basically what I can see when I look in the mirror briefly, more like this actually because it's wobbling around a bit. And there's the big mirror, so we've got this giant thing to help us really see what's coming behind. Hopefully not too much will be coming from behind, definitely the GT3 cars. If it's wet like it is right now, which I'll show you in a moment, then maybe we won't have too many cars coming through at all, because with front wheel drive we should be relatively slightly better in the wet than the big powerful rear wheel drive cars. So let me just turn off the ignition again. Other stuff down here is not really relevant. Lots of these buttons here are actually replicated on the steering wheel. So you have the radio button so I can talk to the team in the pits, neutral so we can select neutral from first gear. Interestingly, by either holding neutral and clicking up or clicking down, it makes no difference. And then the menu screen, which is the same as the menu buttons down here. The headlights, which we can press once to flash the lights, or you can hold it for a second and a half to turn on full beam or turn off full beam. We have to turn off full beam every time we come down the pit straight so it doesn't blind the officials. And then we have the pit lane speed limiter as well. So all standard stuff, a full 6-point harness here as well. It's just a proper lovely little car in here, isn't it? Right, let me show you around the car. This video is going to be by far the longest video blog I've done, but hopefully it'll be interesting. Okay, so let me show you around the car and our pit garage. You have to really slam the door hard because they're not made of metal. Every panel on this car, other than the roof, that's metal. Everything else is either carbon fibre or fiberglass. So really, look how light this door is. I can open it with my little finger with no problem at all. And to close it, you have to really slam like this. That wasn't even enough. Okay, I'm not even going to bother because I'll just break the car, but you have to really slam the door hard to close. So here is our 215 and 215. This is our car. So when you're looking at the live timing, have a look out for this number here. This is the one we want to win. Loads of sponsorship from the series here. So we have to have things like the Gran Turismo sticker here. Interestingly, as a side point, the founder of Gran Turismo, the guy who actually created the first game, owns the company Polyphony Digital, who actually make Gran Turismo. He's racing. He's raced for the last few years in a GTR, and he loves it. His name is I can't remember his name. I'll maybe remember later, but anyway, I'm going to try and meet him later because that's really cool. Also, strangely enough, we have to have this tyre company. We're running on these tyres because this is a series sponsor. So our actual sponsor is obviously Michelin, and they're the tyres we're running on. So I'm going to walk down the pits a little bit. These are the other cars. So this is Giacomo, Vincent, Johnny, and Christian's car number 216. We don't want that one to win. Just 215. We've got 208 as well. Obviously, that's a great number to have because this is a 208. This is the test driver team, the guys who won the class in the VLN2 race. So they know what they're doing. They're going to be pretty tough to beat. We can look inside the engine here. It's unusual to actually have this all open. I can show you in here. How cool is that? That's pretty shiny. This is probably the most dirty of all of them because this one's been run a few times. Nice big turbo. That'll be hot. You don't want to touch that during the race. And we've got this really cool big board up behind us. It's just a really nicely laid out pit. But obviously, being the Nürburgring 24 hours, it's not as easy as that. We're actually sharing the garage with these other cars behind me. So some of our competitors, there's actually a Mini in here. We're going to try and beat the Minis, and they're right next to us in the pits. Can you imagine that in Formula 1? You had Red Bull and Ferrari right next to each other in the same garage. Anyway, so we've got a couple of other cars here, but our side is this one. So 1, 2, 3. Can you imagine in the middle of the race if a couple of cars have problems and you have to wheel them out of the pit lane which is out here currently sporting Formula 3 cars ready for the support races. You can see how foggy it is out there. Yeah, can you imagine in the middle of the race if several of these cars have problems, they'll be pushing and shoving to get everyone out of the way. It's bad enough when they're trying to come in and all use the same fuel pump outside. Anyway, so this is our pit area. I'll just show you briefly in the paddock as well. There's another. I can't get enough of the front of this car. How nice is that car? It's the wrong one, obviously 215, but they all look awesome. Leave some mechanics alone just here. Look at the back of the car as well. Anyway, right, let's leave. Let's go out this door. Sorry, you go for it. A lot of Peugeot stuff as well. Thank you. Here's a couple of our trucks out the back. So we have the truck here which has all of our clothing in, and the truck here which has all the spare parts and that kind of thing. Lots of nice spare bumpers. Hey, we have Matthew. Let me just grab one of my teammates. Here. Matthew, we're just doing a little video blog. This is Matthew. We're on the same team. He doesn't speak any English at all, and nothing at all. Not one word, do you? No?
Hello?
Hello, there we go. That's a good one. Anyway, you carry on. It's very, very foggy out here. If we were to run right now, it would be pretty scary. More scary. It's wet and foggy. I'm just going to try and give you a bit of an idea of the scale of the pit lane here. This video is going to take an hour to upload. So yeah, in the paddock, this is just one row of about 5. It's just packed, just completely packed with awnings and hospitality areas and trucks. It's just huge. I can't describe how big this place is, how big the event is. I don't think until you actually come and see it, you can appreciate it. I certainly wouldn't have done. On Wednesday, when we went through the woods, we drove around on a bus around the circuit. Wednesday, bearing in mind the race doesn't start till Sunday evening, we were being cheered and there were fans jumping up and down. It was packed. It was like race day at the first corner at a BTCC race on Wednesday in the woods. Yeah, it's mental, absolutely crazy. And today in practice, when they actually start seeing cars go around for the first time, I can't imagine how crazy these guys are going to be going. The fireworks will be going off and it'll be practice. Anyway, I'll leave you there, guys. I've bored you enough for the morning. It's going to be about a 10-minute video. I'll put another one up tomorrow. Today we have practice soon, in a couple of hours. That'll be my first ever drive in the car, in the wet, in the fog. Whew. And then later on we have night qualifying. So 7:30 till about 11:30, qualifying in the dark, through the woods. We've got good headlights. So anyway, I'll let you know how that goes later. Watch the live timing on the Nürburgring 24 Hours website. Download the GPS AUGE, so it's spelled GPS AUGE app for your iPhone. Then you can look at car number 215, and that is us. And that'll be really accurate. You can see exactly where we are, what lap times we're doing, what speed we're doing, all that kind of thing. So yeah, speak to you tomorrow, guys. Bye bye.